What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl ChericeShana, and this is the season 5 episode 7 review for Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, entitled Shaking the Table. Alright, you guys, let's just go ahead and get right on into the video. Like this video, leave me a comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and of course click the notification bell so that you can stay up to date with a new video, new content, all that good stuff that I got going on. All my social media links are down below in the description. Also, they'll be somewhere around here, wherever in the video, so go ahead and make sure you stay connected with me because I want to stay connected with you. Alright, so the show basically picks up where it left off. They outside being all crazy. A1 and Lyrica's family are head to head. Pretty much they were throwing things at each other and all that crazy stuff. And then Lyrica A and Lyrica G are going out. As they do that, A1 is clapping like, way to go, you guys. You just basically ruined everything. And meanwhile they're fighting, Patrice says, oh, thank God they don't got no kids together because I would hate to have to deal with her for the rest of my life. And I'm just like, Patrice, sis, you wasn't saying all of that when she was crying on your shoulder, were you? Oh, okay. Whatever. So Patrice says to A1, you always want to check us, but you never want to check them. And he's like, I'm checking everybody. Lloyd says, you're not checking everybody, we're checking you. You're the problem in all of this. And I'm just trying to figure out what the hell is really the animosity for. Miss Pam ends up saying, she wasn't even supposed to be here. And he goes, well, the reason why we brought you here in the first place is to tell you that you're about to have another grandbaby. Patrice is like, oh God. Lloyd is like, and Miss Pam says, that's f***ed up. I was like, dang, what a reaction. So Lloyd basically says, well, before I be an uncle to anybody, I need to make sure that it's yours. And A1 is upset because he said he looked into his wife's eyes and he knows when his wife is lying and he knows his wife is telling the truth. And he's upset that Lloyd would imply that this baby that Lyrica is carrying is not his. So now we pan on over to outside where Lyrica G and Lyrica A are sitting in the car. Lyrica G is really upset that this whole fight happened. All she did was ask what the problem was. And then it became a big deal with Patrice acting all big and bad and wanting to start a fight. A1 comes out. Lyrica G's already pissed. She's talking hella crap. And A1 is like, you know, I'm sorry this happened. And she's like, well, you didn't even apologize to me. The last time I seen you, you kicked me out of my own daughter's house. And you didn't apologize. And he apologized to her for that. And that's when Lyrica says, you know, we all brought you here today because we wanted to have a dinner to tell you guys that we're pregnant. We're having a baby. And Lyrica G's like, what? And A1 is like, yeah, your baby's having a baby. And she got so emotionally upset that she got out of the car in her crop topped outfit and she sat on the curb crying. Lyrica went to go join her on the curb and she explains that she's not crying because she's not happy. She's crying because this is a volatile situation to bring a baby into, and a baby does not need to be into a situation as volatile as this. And you know, I understand her frustrations, but as that being her only living daughter, her only living child, and you know, your child tells you they're pregnant, I guess Lyrica was looking for a different reaction, and she didn't get the reaction that she wanted. So next scene. So now we see Shun Love and Amber Diamond at a photo shoot. This is a photo shoot gearing for the single that she made with Rockstar. Now, Shunlove says she doesn't want her daughter to be hoeing and tricking like she had to do. Her words, not mine. And she basically said she had to do things that she didn't want to do to make ends meet, and she doesn't want the same thing for her daughter. She got her daughter's back. She even went out and funded a single release party for the single that she's never ever heard. She's trusting her daughter when her daughter says that Rockstar is handling it. But then she is kind of, you know, trying to fix her daughter so the photo shoot can go right. But it's the way she's saying certain things. Like, you know, when you're she's trying to wear the manager role and the mom role at the same time. But she comes across really uncaring and disrespectful towards her child. So as she's bending over and she's posing and, you know, doing all of this and trying to be sexy and all that other stuff, she's like, oh, your fat's hanging out on one side, trying to fix her. Then she just takes her off the bike altogether and says, let mama show you how to do it. So she's posing like this is all about her. So then she proceeds to ask her daughter, well, where's the music? And her daughter says, well, you know, it's going to be premiered at the single. Rockstar's putting his magic on it. He's taking care of all of that. He has to, you know, master it. And she's like, well, we paid 20 bands. So you telling me you left the studio with no music? And she's like, mama, it's going to be good. And, you know, I trust that he told me that it's going to be great when you listen to it. And she's like, they will tell you anything. You paid him 20 bands. You should have walked out of there with music. And then she proceeded to call her daughter a. And she says that though her daughter is beautiful, she's also spoiled and she's an ungrateful bitch. And I'm like, dang, how you gonna talk to your daughter like that? Like, I'd be so devastated if my mom called me out my name or my dad called me out my name. Like, that's no way to talk to your child. I feel like she's really trying to take the whole separate manager and mom thing a little bit too literally. Because even if I had a manager and my manager gonna be calling me all types of I'm sorry, we can't work together. It is a no for me. Respect goes a long way. She also tells her mom that she's kind of not happy with the way her mom speaks to her. And, you know, like, she doesn't want her mom to treat her in that regard and call her out of her name and stuff. Her mom says that's her way of basically showing that she cares for her and she wants the best for her. And since she can't take or accept the love that she's given the way she feels like she wants to give it to her, peace, bye-bye, I'm going. Do the shoot on your own and I'll see you at the party. And she leaves. Whoo, child. The dysfunction. Next scene. Tierra Marie, Paris, and Miss Nikki Baby all are meeting up for something to eat and to catch up. Paris tells Tierra that she reached out to Sade, unbeknownst to Tierra, and it was confirmed at their meetup with her and Nikki Baby and Sade that Sade and Akbar are indeed married. They've been married for 6 years. They have a place in LA. They have a place in Texas. They have a place in Miami. They just got places all over the place. And Tierra feels a little bit jaded. She says that she already asked Akbar about Sade 2 times, and he said that that was his ex-girlfriend. And they're not just calling each other wife and husband, they're legally married. If that wasn't enough to twist the knife a little bit further, Paris and Nikki go on to explain that there's yet another woman. Her name is Alejandra, and she is the girlfriend of Akbar. Both of these girls know about Tierra, but Tierra has no idea about them. And Tierra says that she feels heartbroken because she trusted Akbar, and they asked her what she want to do. And she basically says, I want to confront all of them together. So I don't want no lies. If I put everybody in one room, everybody could say what needs to be said, and there's no he said, she said about it. That's how she wants to go about, you know, handling her situation. So next scene, we see Lyrica and A1, and they got bags in their hand. They're shopping in LA, and they're basically talking and discussing with each other about what happened at the dinner, at the pregnancy reveal dinner for the family, and how it was such a catastrophe. They kind of feel sad because they want to enjoy the pregnancy and enjoy, you know, bringing a new baby into the family, but the family just doesn't get along. Lyrica also says that she misses her friends. She misses Brooke, even though Brooke, you know, didn't mind her business. She still misses Brooke. Her and Brooke are like sisters, and she really loves Brooke and misses her. And also, she never got a chance to tell Princess that she was also pregnant, because last season, Princess was saying that she wanted to be pregnant around the same time with Lyrica, and they had planned they was going to be pregnant together, and now they are. So she said she never got a chance to talk to Princess about it. And A1 kind of feels the same way. He wants to tell Ray that, yo, we're going to be fathers at the same time. And so they decide they're going to go ahead and invite their friends to dinner. And hopefully the pregnancy reveal will go a lot smoother than it did when they told their family members. Next scene. So now we see Kay, aka Kimberly, and Safari. They're chilling, you know. Kay says she's still in a lot of pain. Safari said he's in pain too. He's in friend pain. Because Kay opened her mouth and said something that he told her in confidence. And he wanted to know, like, what did I do to you for you to be able to open up your mouth and talk about what I told you? And she said, you know, it wasn't no shade to you, but, you know, Lyrica said something she didn't like, and she had no more ammunition left, so she used that last bit of ammunition that she had. She also apologized and said, you know, she was in the heat of the moment and she should not have betrayed their friendship by saying anything to Lyrica at all. Safari goes on to tell her that A1 confronted him in the parking lot and told him he can't come to LA no more. And K.Michelle was like, oh, please, you know, at the end of the day, it's not like anything happened between you two, you know? And Safari, instead of saying anything, he making this weird, awkward face. And she's just like, you didn't. She's like, I know you so well. She said, I think you poked Curly Fry. And I was just like, oh my God. And Safari's response was, he feels like he's one of the sexiest men on the planet. So if a chick wants to shoot her shot, she's gonna shoot her shot, and he don't blame her. So basically, he did not confirm nor deny sleeping with Lyrica to K.Michelle, and he made a toast basically saying, you know, ding, here's a toast to basically minding your business and not running your mouth no more. Oh God, this definitely insinuates that they did something. So moving on to the next scene, we see Marcus getting out of an SUV with flowers and a turtleneck on. I always swore that it was really hot in LA, so why would he be wearing a turtleneck? All right. But anyway, he's on his way to see Brooke. Before he walks in, he admits that, you know, throughout all the ups and the downs, Brooke proves to be the woman that he should be with, because she basically is the best part of him and she motivates him, and, you know, there's nothing better than that. But man, oh man, they're supposed to be sharing this room for the weekend. He walks into a makeshift altar, a wedding cake, a just married sign, Bridget Kelly standing at the top, and a female pastor standing ready to officiate their wedding. And get this, Brooke is wearing a see-through lace black gown. She's like, come on, Marcus. We're about to get married. Come on, Marcus, we're about to do this right now. He's like, I thought we were going to have dinner. She's like, I'm the dinner. At that time, his mom and Brooke's mom walks in. They're both not dressed. They don't know what's going on. And they come in, they're like, what's this? What's going on? Like, I'm so confused. And Marcus takes her to the side and he's like, this is not what we about to do. Like, Marcus's mom goes, Marcus, I think you may be in trouble by the looks of that dress she got on right now. And Marcus is just like, listen, where's our mom's dresses at? Where's the flower girl? Like, you taking away the moment that I'm supposed to enjoy. I'm supposed to be the one, you know, asking you to marry me. And he said, you know, he formally never asked Brooke to marry him. She had taken the ring last year. And he basically said, you know, we're not getting married today. This is not what we're going to do. And she's just like, I'm sorry, you know, it's like she feels defeated. And she's just like, I'm sorry. And he's like, you know, we're not going to celebrate today as our wedding day, but I would like to celebrate it as our engagement. And he takes out the ring, gets on one knee, and proposes to Brooke. And I can't even lie, I was a little misty-eyed. I thought that was so cute. I'm a sucker for love, so anything over the top and extra romantic, I'm in love with. So I just love the fact that he wanted his family and his friends to be there at his wedding. He wanted it to be special, and he wanted to do it the right way. And at the end of that scene, they all poured champagne. They turned it into an engagement celebration, and they toasted to doing it the right way. And I couldn't agree more. Next scene. So now we see Princess and Ray J. Ray J is making Princess some pickles with some pickle juice and a glass of milk. And Princess is just not happy. She walks in, she's frustrated. She tells him, he's like, here, a pickle plate. And she's like, I don't like pickles after 10 a.m. And he's like, come on. And she's like, you know, if you want me to be in the house, at least stay with me or take me somewhere. And he's like, well, where do you want to go? And that's when she brings up that Lyrica and A1 invited them to a dinner and she wants to go. And Ray's like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that. You know, I got stuff I got to do. And she's like, well, then I'll just go by myself and be the third wheel. This man gonna say, I got contractions, I can't go. I'm like, he played too much. Ray J play all day, man. He's so childish. So now we get to Akbar's house. Tierra and Paris are there. In confessional, Tierra says that Miss Nikki Baby was all up in the Kool-Aid, right, when she was trying to dig dirt to try to get information on Akbar and Akbar's situation with other females. But when it came time to come down and confront Akbar, she all of a sudden had issues that she had to take care of with her family. And I sense that Tierra calls bull on that, but states that Paris is her down ass, because Paris is right there with her, ready to confront Akbar. They knock on the door. Akbar opens the door, and then he asks Tierra Marie if Paris is dropping her off. And she's like, no, she met your wife and your girlfriend. And instead of Akbar automatically denying it, like, nah, that's not true, I don't know what you're talking about, he's just like, okay, okay. And then Paris is like, yup, Jim, and sit down. And he's like, I like you. Come in, I like you. Instead of him denying that he had any involvement with these women, that he's not with these women, he was cool, calm, and collected, like it didn't even matter. Then when they get inside the house, Tierra's like, I thought that you were single. Like, I thought I was the only one. And he's like, you know, you want the truth? I'm going to tell you the truth. I invest in women, you know? I invest in you. I invested in them. Those other women that she investigated, I invest in them too, you know? And Tierra's just looking baffled, like, and Paris is just like, she can't believe what's going on. In the confessional, Paris says, women are not investments. We're people. He then says that he's going to introduce the women to Tierra and she can ask them any questions that she may have. In walks the two girls on cue, Sade and Alejandra. He introduces them and Tierra's like, and then Sade immediately is with the She goes, so you have a lot of questions, but didn't you try to get your friend to set me up with a fake meeting for a clothing line? She's like, no, I didn't do that. And Paris was like, I did that. Like, she had nothing to do with that. And then Alejandra goes, and you also try to bring your friend here to try to check up on me at the gym. She's like, no, I didn't. Like, they did that on their own. I never told them to do any of that. And Sade basically was on beast mode. She then tells Tierra, well, if you're going to be dealing with Akbar, I'm first. She's second. And as soon as she seen that, I peeped Shorty Alejandra's face, yo. Like, she was just like, and she was like, and you gonna be last. And Tierra's like, I'm about to share no man. Like, what? And the whole time, Akbar's there smiling, like, nodding his head like a sleazeball. And then here go Paris. Look at you smiling like pimp juice, pimp juice. And Alejandra's like, to Paris, stay out of it. You don't have nothing to do with this. And Paris is like, I'm talking to him. Like, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to him. And when Sade is explaining the order of hierarchy, Alejandra says, I will speak. And when she said, I will speak, Sade was like, pretty much. And then they started fighting with each other. They started arguing with each other. Akbar turns to Sade and is like, yo, what I told you now, come on, don't do nothing stupid. And I'm like, oh, child, the sister wife hell. So much for polygamy, huh? Tierra and Paris is laughing like, look at these two chicks fighting each other. They're like, uh-oh, they fighting each other, uh-oh. And here goes Sade with the, that's why we supposed to pick together. We supposed to pick together. You not supposed to pick no chick without me. We supposed to pick the chicks together. And Tierra's like, I don't even need to be vetted. I'm not trying to do, this is not what I'm trying to do. I don't want no parts in this. Tierra tries to leave. And as she tries to leave, Sade tries to run after Tierra to fight her. And then Alejandra runs towards Paris. But Paris went, was holding on to Shorty's hair for dear life. She's like, come on, Zena, come on, Zena. And these chicks try to fight. It got so crazy. All Tierra and Paris tried to do was leave, and these chicks try to attack them for absolutely no reason. Tierra gets in the car. The girls trying to run outside, trying to get to Tierra. And Xena Warrior Princess runs towards Paris back in the house to fight them again. And Paris gets escorted outside. They get in the car and they drive off to safety. So next, Ray J meets up with Safari real quick and tells Safari he wants him to come to the dinner that A1 invited them to and clear the air because he feels uncomfortable being around A1, knowing the situation that happened between him and Lyrica. Safari neither confirms or denies whether he's going to show up. Safari doesn't like to confirm or deny anything. And now we're at the single release party. Rockstar explains that he just doctored the song and now Sean Love owes him another 20 bands. He said he also had to pull some strings for the night. So now we see Paris and Brooke, who are both at the single release party. Brooke says she got some text messages practically begging her to show up. So when Rockstar comes to greet them, she's like, okay, what's going on? And he basically tells her that he had to pay some people that were at the party to bob and nod their heads when the song comes on. And how it's pretty much that bad. And so he needs her to nod and bob her head too, like she's enjoying herself. And her and Paris are basically practicing the moves that they're gonna do. When the girls' song come on, they had to rehearse the moves they was gonna do. That is so terrible. So Brooke showed Paris her ring and basically says, you know, she's officially engaged. Marcus proposed and she cannot wait to shove it into Lyrica's face at that dinner that her and A1 invited them to, because Lyrica was sneak dissing her, you know, for some other jewelry that she took from Marcus. Paris then runs down the whole beef that happened with with Tierra Marie, and Brooke is here for it. She's loving all that. Brooke loves her some good tea, okay? And I do not blame her. Shun Love arrived at the party. She says she can't wait to hear what the song is going to be sounding like. She want to hear 20 bands worth of goodness when that track is played. That's all she knows. Her and her daughter hug. You know, her daughter says you're a really great mom. And, you know, they proceed to listen. Rockstar plays the song. He introduces the song. And you could tell that them people was getting paid to bob their heads, because that song was absolutely terrible. It was so bad. Shun Love was not happy. You could see it all on her face. She stood there like Brooke was like, the mama ain't dancing. The mama ain't, she not bobbing her head. And then Paris is like, yeah, she not. It was so bad. She stopped Rockstar while the song was playing to go on the microphone, and Rockstar thinking she about to, you know, congratulate or whatever, and she's just like, for 20 bangs, this song is trash. And he's like, and you know Rockstar is extra petty. So he said, if you think this is trash, why don't you play the vocals before I did auto-tune to them? And child, why the hell he do that? He played the original vocals and embarrassed the hell out of Amber Diamond. So much so, she went and plugged out the speakers out of the laptop, and she was so embarrassed. Shun Love slapped him with her purse, basically like, yo, you took 20 bands from me. And he was like, you could keep the other 20 bands. She gonna need that and a whole lot more for some vocal lessons. And he basically announced on the microphone that the party was over. She's like, I paid for this party. Ain't no party over. I paid for this. And he just left. He peaced out. So now we hit the final scene. Princess and Ray are the first to arrive at the dinner, and while they're sitting, this is when Ray decides to come clean to Princess and tell Princess that he invited Safari to come and speak to A1. Princess is upset because it looks like Ray at this point is just being childish and messy. Brooke and Marcus come in, and then A1 and Lyrica join them shortly after. Brooke is like, y'all are late, but y'all look cute. They all greet each other. Brooke makes her announcement that her and Marcus are engaged after she had to get rid of one of his hoes first. And she shows off her ring, and now they're all pouring it up, trying to make a toast the celebration for this engagement. A1 says he has an announcement to make. You know, they back together, and Lyrica gets up and she goes, and I'm pregnant. And Ray J's face, Marcus's face, priceless. Oh my God, when I tell you I laugh so hard at their facial expressions, I die for a good 10-15 minutes on their facial expressions alone. Hilarious. So in the confessional, Ray is like, these two have been separated for weeks, and now she says she's pregnant. I'm wondering who's the father, A1 or Safari? And I'm just like, oh man. To make matters worse, Princess realizes, oh shit, Lyrica's pregnant, Safari's on his way. Excuse me, I need to go to the bathroom. Can you come with me? And she takes Lyrica out. Soon as she takes Lyrica out, who comes in? Safari. So Safari comes in, and A1's face is just like, really? Like, really, y'all doing this to me for real, for real? And Safari sits on the table. Ray basically is like, look, I don't want no beef. I just want y'all to talk. We used to be the three amigos, you know, and I just want y'all to clear the air and say what's been said, and let's kind of squash, you know, what's going on. And Safari this whole time is saying absolutely nothing. So Ray's like, go ahead, say it, bro. Like, say what you've been telling me. And Safari just sat there like, and A1 is like, he's just waiting. He wants to hear what's gonna come out of Safari's mouth. And Safari is mute. Crickets. That's all you hear. So he's like, go ahead, tell him, go ahead, tell him. And Safari was like, yo, it's not supposed to even be like this. Like, it wasn't supposed to be this way. It wasn't supposed to be this way. So it goes, well, all right. Basically, Safari told me that he has sex with Lyrica. And Marcus and Brooke's face, oh my God. Marcus was like, and Brooke was like, and at that point, Brooke basically church fingered, got up, excused herself, and went to go get Lyrica. Because at this point, Lyrica's, you know, in the back. She probably got to get some water. She's pregnant. And now this. So they're just sitting there quiet after that. That bomb has just been dropped. And so Ray J's like, so, you know, you're not gonna apologize, like tell us that you're sorry for what you did or why you did it or anything like that, like you don't feel bad. And he's saying that to Safari, and Safari's just sitting there not saying anything. And A1 is like, you're not saying nothing, bro, I'm listening. Lyrica comes out beasting. She is like screaming, asking Safari, saying, I'm hearing that you told Ray that me and you slept together. And immediately when she said that, Safari said, I didn't say that. And now Ray looking stupid. Lyrica's going off, and he's like, you know what? I don't know what's going on in y'all relationship, but leave me out of it. And he gets up to walk away. A1's like, huh? What you said? A1 has some type of Jaguar-like speed. He jumped on the table to get to Safari. The security came running out. One security guard grabbed his leg, the other grabbed his arm, and that was the end of that episode. Man, that episode was so funny. Like, it was one of the funniest episodes to date on Living Hip Hop Hollywood. Like, this episode was so good. Like, I rate this episode literally a 10 out of 10. That's how great this episode was. But this was a review, you guys. I hope you guys liked the review. Again, subscribe to my channel. Click on that notification bell. Follow me on all my social media links listed down below. And of course, you guys, stay tuned for the next video. This one is gonna be on time. All right? So, till next time, you guys. Bye.